congratulations to everyone who has been nominated for the Academy Awards this year. These are our sponsors this year. Without them, this evening wouldn't have been possible.
Do you ever feel lonely, sad, feel like there's no one who understands you? Then we happen to have the right thing for you, a dog! One should never underestimate the value of company, and there are many dogs that need shelter. Save a dog's life and your own by adopting your own furry friend. It's a blast, right?
Right.
Dolce Gusto, the newest hype of this year.
You want your car to be absolutely spotless. We have the perfect solution for you. We introduce you to our new company, Car Wash. It solves all of your problems.
It will be neat as a pin, right?
Right.
Car wash washes cars perfectly clean.
I'm honored to be your host here tonight, and I would like to welcome you all. This has been a great year, especially for the filming industry. There are a lot of people to thank for that. One of them being the great Charlie Chaplin. Let's have a look.
Ages are far apart. Have you ever had problems because of that?
At first, I was kind of doubting if I wanted to have a relationship with Charlie because, well,
She was rather young.
yes, I was, and I didn't know if I wanted to have like Charlie. He was like 50 years old already, but after a while, I felt myself falling in love with him, and I couldn't stay away from him. And the age difference, it didn't bother me anymore, and I loved him so much, and the love became so much stronger.
Frankly, I think she is an old soul, and I reckon that a number doesn't say very much, but I think it's the experience that forms an individual human being.
Charlie is really famous. How does that feel?
I'm so happy, so grateful for him to have this life, to have achieved the things he always wanted. And we have money, we have a great family, we have everything. And it's so great for him to be so famous. But I do find it a shame that he is working so much. I don't get to see him a lot. And that's because he's always working. And sometimes I really miss him.
Do you have any plans for the future?
Well, my plans for the future, I have achieved a lot of things already. I met the man I want to spend my life with. I have 8 beautiful children, and I would like to have a great life with them. I would like them to have a great life and to grow together and to love each other and to be happy. That is my biggest wish.
For me, it is to make more films, to direct more, to create more, and to make the audience happy and to entertain, because I think that is the thing that I'm made for. Well, I've always felt really sorry for her, because after that moment she never sang again because her voice cracked, and I um, I entered the stage. The audience loved my performance, but I had always felt really sorry, and I had never anticipated that she would never sing again after that moment. But in that moment, I felt like it was my duty to go on that stage and to entertain the audience.
I just saw you play. It was beautiful.
And the winner of the Academy Awards is Charlie Chaplin! Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is an emotional moment for me and my wife, Una. Words seem too futile, so feeble, but I can only say thank you. Thank you for inviting me here and for all of your wonderful people. Thank you. And now I will pass on the words to my lovely wife, Una.
Well, I would like to thank all of you, and I am very grateful this happened because he deserves it, and I love him so much, and I will always support you wherever you are, whatever you do, because I love you.
Where did Charlie come from in all of a sudden? And had his passion for entertaining always been there for him? Well, Charlie grew up in an unfortunate climate. He got the short end of the stick concerning his youth. Born Charles Spencer Chaplin on April 16, 1889. His parents Hannah Chaplin and Charles Chaplin Sr. were both music hall entertainers. He had two half-brothers, but Charlie grew up with only his mom and his half-brother Sidney. Charlie's childhood was full of poverty and hardship. He was sent to the workhouse at the age of 7 due to the poverty. The council housed him at the Central London District School and Norwood Schools for Paupers. He's the best example of rags to riches, but despite all, he still grew into one of the best entertainers the world has known. He didn't let his past work against him. Maybe it even helped him get insights in life. One day, his mom was performing, but the unfortunate happened. Her voice cracked. A wave of booing overran her and she fled off stage. But there came little Charlie, entering the stage in front of the daunting audience, and he began to sing. The audience threw coins at him as a sign of admiration for the boy. This was a positive turning point in Charlie's life, but on the contrary, a negative turning point for his mother. Her life went downhill from there. She was sent to Cane Hill mental asylum. He and his brother Sidney went to live with their father, an alcoholic. They were rescued by Natural Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. Charlie has many influences. He made films more expressive, even when voices could eventually be added. The cameras focused on his expressions and his non-verbal communication. He had changed the way which is still worked in films. He also had, and still has, impact on actors. Many actors still cite Chaplin as their inspiration for their performances. Charlie Chaplin isn't only such an inspiring individual, because of his many prizes, actions, and reformations. It is also his iron, goal-orientated mentality. He has lived through rather tough moments in life, such as his youth or rejections. At times, others might have stopped, Charlie continued. This is an aspect of him that is highly admirable, besides his many talents. At the end of his lifetime, he was an English artist, actor, director, comic, and music composer. And that's why he's the best pioneer.
So with all of this being said, Charlie Chaplin grew from a young little boy who even had to live on the streets, sleep on the streets, and with almost no money and no food, to a man who was one of the wealthiest men alive. And it's very beautiful to see how you can evolve from almost nothing to having a beautiful house, beautiful family, and a beautiful life. The first time Charlie sang on stage was when his mother's voice cracked. Everyone laughed, and that was the moment that he knew that he was made for this. And from that moment on, he started acting. He started his career, even though he didn't have it as a job yet. But one time when he was a little older, he got to one of these kind of cinema thingies, and he saw this movie which was in black and white and with no sound, but that didn't matter to him because he thought it was so special how acting a play could be on a screen. And that was so special to him, and he wanted to learn everything. How did you make those movies? How do we play in them? He got a job where he could play in those movies, and that's when his character came out, called The Tramp. So after a while, he directed his own movies. Around his 50s, he met this girl. She was named Una. She was his soon-to-be wife and the mother of his 8 children. For the rest of his life, he lived happily ever after, and he died peacefully on a Christmas evening. There are a lot of fun facts too about Charlie Chaplin. Around his time, there were a lot of contests for lookalike Charlies, so he decided to participate in one of those events. He didn't get a first prize, but he became third. One of his own daughters played as Charlie's mother in the movie Chaplin. I think it's beautiful they put one of the family members in the film. A few years back, there were a lot of people at an event, a Charlie Chaplin event in August, and they wanted to break the Guinness World Record of the most people dressed as Charlie Chaplin. And the last fact is where it all ended. His body, his dead body, was stolen once, so now it's buried under 6 feet of concrete. This is why we think you should vote for Charlie Chaplin. He inspires us, he inspires the people to go from such a life to such a beautiful life, to know that you can do everything that you want. I hope that you now know a lot more about Charlie Chaplin.